Welcome to another episode of Watch Me Do Family History with Chris Knudsen. Today we're doing another video to help new family history consultants. What I'd like to do is teach you some of the techniques that I use to help show people how to attach records, how to add new names to a family tree, and how to prepare people for being reserved to take to the temple. So let's get started. So today I'm going to go ahead and sign into my own account. And what I'd like to do is go ahead and review with you. Let's say you're helping somebody with their family history, and one of the things that I like to do is I like to keep notes on that person. So let's say I'm working with a member of my ward and I'm sitting down next to them and we've logged into their account. And we are on their homepage. This is the homepage for when you log in. And we're going to scroll down and look at some available things to do. You've got recommended tasks. So here we've got some people that possibly need temple work. And if you want to, you can click up here where all you have it says all, records, or temple. So I can switch this to just show me record hints, or I can switch it to just show people that you can help take to the temple. Or I can click all and then it'll give me all. And then down here there's recently viewed people, people that I've been working on recently, or the person you're working with has been working on recently. And down below that is the to-do list. So again, just to reiterate, the to-do list is where I put things down that need to be done later, that maybe so that I don't forget. You know, I don't want to forget that there's these people that need work, or new people that I've found, or people that possibly could be found. So you can add little hints like this to somebody else's to-do list while you're working with them, and you've signed in and you're looking using their tree. So let's go ahead and scroll down here to the bottom and see what we can find. So we've got at the very, very bottom, Charles H. Allen. Charles H. Allen is the son of James Allen. And somebody there needs temple work. So I'm going to go ahead and click on this item. And there's an ID number. So I'm going to highlight the ID number. And I'm going to right click. And I'm going to hit copy. And then I'm going to close this by clicking the green arrow. And now I'm going to go scroll back up to the top, and I want to find this new person. So I'm going to click find and find by ID. So you can write people's names in, or you can find them by their ID. Since I have his ID number, I'm going to right click and paste and click find. So here we are with Charles H. Allen. I'm going to go ahead and click on that. And this is a person with all their temple work needing to be done. So we're going to click on person. Now, this person has 9 sources, so that's really good. And there's other sources that still need to be attached. We already know his birth year and place, 1849 in New York. As we scroll down, we see that we don't have a death date yet. And we scroll down more, we've got residence in Chatham, Columbia, New York in 1865. That's the 1865 New York Census. Then we have the United States Census from 1870, 1900. The New York State Census from 1905. And a U.S. Census from 1910, where he had moved to Massachusetts. So let's go ahead and see if we can find more information about Charles. He has a wife and several children. That's pretty good. So all these children, let's click on his wife, Harriet E. Reynolds. Okay, Harriet also has is all green, meaning go. Green means go to the temple. What about Sarah? Sarah has some work done already, but she still needs some temple work done. Nathan James, he's had some work done. Charles has had some work done. Minnie has had some work done. Margaret, Marion, Rachel, Lillian, and Rose. So Rose needs to be fixed. So first let's start with Charles. Now let's look at his parents. James Allen also needs temple work done. And his mother has had her temple work done except for sealing to spouse. So it's really good when you can find somebody like this on a ward member's tree so that they have some low-hanging fruit, and all they need to do is just a little bit more attaching, and they're ready to be reserved to take to the temple. So let's go ahead and attach the records that we have available here. We've got a New York City Municipal Deaths Index record for Charles A. Allen, which, let's check and see if this is the same person. So Kinderhook, New York was the birthplace. His wife Harriet E. Reynolds and daughter Minnie Ella Smith. So Minnie Ella Smith is the daughter, so that's her married name. We're going to scroll down. She died in October of 1934 in Manhattan, New York, and she was 46 years old. At the time, she was a widow. Her birth date is 15th of January, 1888 in Garfield, New York, and we have a burial date. So let's go ahead and attach this record. So as you're showing somebody how to attach a record, you always have the the new record is here on the left, which is the death record, and the information on the right is the information from the Family Search that's already on Family Search. So this new record says Kinderhook, New York is his birthplace. So let's go ahead and try to add that. So for Charles Allen, we're going to click on the previous page, and let's go to his birth and edit that. And we're going to say birthplace is Kinderhook. And Kinderhook is actually in the County of Columbia. So we're going to click on that. And we're going to hit save. There's all if you look over to the right, these are sources that have been tagged as proof of his birth, place, or date. And as soon as we attach that record that we're working on, that death record for the daughter will also go on here as proof of his birthplace, showing Kinderhook. So we're going to hit save. Great. Now, I don't know why that didn't... Oh, there it is. Now it reset. Okay, so now we're going to go back up to that source tab, and we're going to click attach. And now the record of his daughter's death is attached to him as another source. So let's go ahead and attach the mother as well. And she was born in Stephentown, New York. So let's go ahead and change that as well. So we're going to go to the previous tab, go down to the wife, Harriet E. Reynolds, go to her person page, and on birth, we're going to click edit, and we're going to go to birthplace, and we're going to put Stephentown. So Stephentown is in the county of Rensselaer or something like that. I'm trying to figure out why there's two of them. Doesn't matter, we'll click on the top one and hit save. So now we have a more exact birthplace for Harriet E. Reynolds. Now let's go back to that other tab and let's attach this record as a source of information for Harriet. And now we're on Minnie Ella Smith, or Allen. And if you look on here, it shows that she was born in 1888, and we don't have a death date, so this will be new information about her. So we're going to hit compare. And this is new information, so we're going to replace this blank here with all of this information by clicking the replace button. And that goes down there. And then we're also going to add the burial as Garfield, New York. And we're also going to add the residence as Manhattan. So she was residing in Manhattan when she died. So we're going to scroll down and click attach. Now, if you look down here, it also shows that Frelinghuysen Smith was her spouse. And we want to attach that. So to do that, we have to make Minnie the focus person up here. Right now, the focus person is Charles A. Allen. So we're going to hit change and go to Minnie Ellis Smith. And Minnie Ellis Smith, so now we're adding the spouse, Frelinghuysen Smith. And we're going to add that. And because she was born in 1888, we assume that he is also deceased. And it says, adding him or her as a deceased only if you believe he or she is deceased. Yes. And the reason why? Because he is way too old to still be alive. So we're just going to say old. And because the record doesn't say that he's male or female, we have to pick. And since he's a husband, we're going to pick male and create new person. Okay, so by helping this member attach this record, we've also created a new person, which is the spouse of Minnie E. Allen. So now we have a spouse that can also be taken to the temple if he doesn't already exist on Family Search. So we're going to click attach. Okay. So let's not forget to come back to this, this person. So we're going to go ahead and close this tab, and we're going to hit, and we're going to go back to our first person, which was Charles, and go to person. And let's attach this marriage record now. So we have this marriage record as the other source. This is another marriage record, it looks like, for their son, Charles Henry Allen, which, since Charles Allen is Charles H. Allen, I would bet that Charles H. Allen, H stands for Henry. Let's go ahead and review this record. So here we are attaching a marriage record, and this marriage record just shows that he's the father, so we're going to attach that to him. And there's the mother, and we're going to attach that to her. And we have the son, Charles Henry Allen, born in 1885, so we're pretty close to 1886. Compare. Now, we have a birthplace as Stephentown, New York. So because the birth is different, let's go ahead and make that change. So I'm going to go back to Charles H. Allen, and we're going to scroll down to his son, Charles H. Allen, and let's go to him. And we're going to change his birthplace, edit, to Stephentown, which we knew from his mom is in the county of Rensselaer. And we're going to hit save. Now let's go back to that record we're attaching, see if there's any other new information. Not yet, so we'll go ahead and hit attach. Now, these three other people are going to be a part of his life, Charles Henry Allen the Jr.'s life, but we don't know where to attach them because the focus person is Charles Allen, so we're going to hit change and change it to the son, Charles Henry Allen. And that's right, we need to go back in and change that H to Henry. And now we get to add a wife. And she was born in 1886. So here is an additional new person that needs temple work. So we're going to add and create new person. And we're going to add the marriage. We're going to scroll down. We're going to add these other two fields. I don't see the importance of those, so I'm not going to add those. I'm just going to click attach. Now, it also shows Agnes Murphy's parents. To add the parents in, we have to make the focus person Agnes. So I'm going to hit change. Make the focus person Agnes. And now we've got Patrick Murphy as the father. And look at that. We may have found Patrick Murphy in our system already. If you are confident this is a good match, click select. Otherwise, click create new person. So because Patrick Murphy is married to a Bridget O'Brien, and here's Patrick Murphy married to Bridget O'Brien, it's pretty good possibility that that's the right person. There's not a lot of information, but since there's not a lot of information, that means it's going to be the same information we have on both sets. So I'm going to click select and then attach. Now, before we do that, we're going to hit refresh. Before we add that, the wife or the mother of the bride, there should be a wife here. So we're going to change the focus person to Patrick Murphy because Patrick Murphy has a wife. So there she is. And now, this couple existed with a daughter already named Bridget Murphy. Now there's this other daughter named Agnes Murphy, and she exists on Family Search, but not under the right couple because she was created under Patrick, and now we've added this new couple. So I'm going to go ahead and attach this record to the mom. And to fix this, we just need to add Agnes to this couple. So that's kind of a tricky little thing. And sometimes you don't necessarily want to do this with a new person that doesn't know anything about family history. But I'm going to show you guys how this works. So Patrick has two daughters, Bridget and Agnes, but they're not both linked under the mom yet. So we're going to go ahead. We're going to go ahead and click on Patrick Murphy, and I'm going to go to his person page. So I'm going to right click here and open in the link. And as we scroll down, we have Patrick Murphy with the wife and without the wife. We have one child without the wife and one child with the wife. So we're going to add this one to here. So I'm just going to click copy ID, and we're going to move her up here underneath, and we're going to add it by ID number. Sorry, that was pretty quick. Let me just show you again. So she needs to be under this family because I'm pretty sure the mom is the same for both of these children. So I'm just going to attach her by copying the ID. We're going to add her as a child underneath this couple. I'm going to click on by ID number, and I'm going to right click and paste and click next and add. So now Agnes is under both. So that means she doesn't need to be under this couple without the mom. So now we're going to remove her from that couple. So the pencil just means edit. So I'm going to remove Agnes from this. So we're going to eliminate this relationship where she exists independently with the father but without the mom. So I'm removing the parents link there. I'm not going to say why, just because it's the same family and it should work out. So here we are again. We've got Patrick Murphy, Bridget O'Brien, Bridget Murphy, and Agnes Murphy. Okay, and there's a possible duplicate, which we're going to address in a future video. And now we're going to close this down, and now we're going to refresh and see if this family is lined up correctly. So now we have Agnes Murphy and her parents, and when we change it to look at Charles Henry Allen, we have Charles Henry Allen and his parents. Oops, wrong. I got to change this. Charles Murphy. Oops. It didn't link it up. Anyway, we're going to close that. We'll go back here and from Charles Allen, we're going to hit refresh. And it's the second daughter that's linked to our relative. No, here we are. So this is the son, Charles H. Allen, with the new wife that we just added, Agnes Murphy. And Agnes needs all of her temple work done as well. So if I go up here, if I'm working with my ward member and I see that I want to view the relationship, okay, this shows that we're still related to Charles H. Allen through my wife. So you always want to have your wife's tree or the ward member's spouse's tree connected, because then you have the possibility of doing more temple work for more people. And it says possible duplicate. So we're going to come back and work on that at a later video. So now we're going back to the original Charles H. Allen and going to his person page. And let's hit refresh. Okay, so there's no more record hints. He's got 11 sources. His wife needs temple work as well. We're going to click on her and let's go ahead and attach these sources real quick. Review and attach. So this is the 1920 census, where she is listed here living with her son Charles and some of the other children. So we're gonna click add and attach and compare, add and attach. So the head of the household is Charles. Let's change the focus person to Charles. So now we have Harriet, the mom of this Charles. Charles, who should be with his wife, and she must have died before this census record, because now Charles is just living here by himself with these 3 children. So we're going to go ahead and add these 3 children. And we're going to say they're deceased just because they're old. They're over 100 years old, but we're not going to do their temple work yet because they're not more than 110 years old. So we have to wait 4, 5, 6 years before we can do their temple work, since we're not the closest living relatives. Deceased and old. The other thing you can do is go and find their death records, proving that they're dead. And that's what we will do at a future. We will go ahead and do that on a future video. Okay. So we've attached that. Now I'm going to go ahead and click close. Let's go to the 1930 census. Here we are with Harriet still living with her son Charles. Years later, still in Pittsfield, Berkshire, Massachusetts. And now we're going to change the focus person to Charles H. Allen. So now we have these same 3 children, 10 years later, living in the same house. Okay, now let's close that. And now to the final census in 1940. Harriet still living with her son. We're going to add the residence. The 1940 census also asked, where did you live in 1935? And his answer was, I lived in the same place. So we're going to attach that. Click on Charles, attach those, and click attach. And change the focus person to Charles so we can attach this record to his daughter, Mary A. Allen, who's still living at home. So we need to drag this one up, drop it right in next door, click compare, add, and attach. Okay. Now let's hit refresh. Those 3 records will disappear. Says possible missing child, but she didn't have any more children because her husband died. And she stayed single for 30 more years or 3 more census records. But she had a lot of kids. So now we're going to go ahead and stop there. Just to summarize, you know, it helps to find people on a ward member's tree and make a note of it in their homepage, and then help them attach records, help them find even more new people to add for temple work. Like we found 2 of these children were married. We added the new spouses. We're going to do more work on them and reserve their temple work. But we'll go ahead and reserve this one couple, Charles and Harriet, right now. So let's go back to Charles, which is where we started. Now to reserve their temple work, you click on Ordinances, and you click the Request button. And this is going to do the work for Charles and set it up for the sealing to spouse with Harriet. So we're going to do that. Make sure when you're helping the ward members that they read through the church policy and then click Accept. And now let's go back to the details page and switch to his wife and reserve her temple work by clicking on Ordinances. And we're going to click Request. We're going to request all of that. And we've read the church policy. We're going to click Accept. So now it's all ready to go. And to see that Harriet and Charles, again, all the member has to do is go back up here and click on their temple page. So when you click on the temple page, it's going to show you the most recent people that were reserved. Harriet E. Reynolds, we're going to do all of her temple work. And Charles H. Allen, we're going to do his temple work plus his sealing to his parents. But we're going to have to get his parents cleaned up for that a little bit. And then Charles H. Allen, sealing to spouse Harriet E. Allen. And that was reserved on the 19th of January today. So that is it for today's video. We'll go ahead and stop there. If you liked this video, please go ahead and click the like button. And feel free to subscribe to the YouTube channel, Watch Me Do Family History, to see other videos just like this one. Good luck with your family history, and have a good day.